What's going on, people? Welcome to my review of the Fantastic Four First Steps. It's finally here, my most anticipated movie of 2025. I know a lot of people's was Superman, which I understand if it was, but the reason why Fantastic Four was my most anticipated is because, well, I'm more of a Marvel fan than DC. And two, Fantastic Four are some of my favourite Marvel characters. I've read some comics by them, I've absolutely loved them, and every time there's a new movie or TV show that involves them, I'm so excited. But I have to say, I was so nervous for this movie. You have no idea how scared I was. Even when the trailers came out and I was very optimistic after watching them, there was just something in the back of my mind saying like, oh, this might not be good. And it's mainly because we've had 4 attempts at these characters now, and not one film has been good. Every single Fantastic Four film has been absolutely awful. So I was just crossing my fingers and praying to the Lord himself that we would actually get a good Fantastic Four movie. And I am so happy to say that this movie is, dare I say it, fantastic. This is easily the best Fantastic Four movie ever, and it's one of the best Marvel movies we've had in a while. It's not the best one from this year. I do think Thunderbolts is just a bit better than this one, but you could tell that this movie was made with so much heart and passion, and they really wanted to make a great Fantastic Four movie. It obviously helps that the director Matt Shakman is apparently a massive Fantastic Four fan. Who would have thought he would have made a good director? You know, Fox, maybe you should have wrote some notes 10 years ago. Don't hire people who don't like the characters. I'm so excited, guys. You have no idea how excited I am to talk to you about this movie and why it's so good. Let's start off with the characters. The characters in this movie, some of the best portrayals of the characters ever. Forget the TV shows and all that. Yeah, they're really good, but I think this is the best adaptation that we've had of the characters on screen. It's as if the director just took them out of the comic book and just placed them on the screen. They nailed their personalities and their traits. How they feel, how they react to things, how they fight, how they use their powers. Oh my god, it was just perfect. And the story around them was really good too. And they utilised the Fantastic Four lore really well. And I really just like that. This is kind of a slow burner of a movie. In fact, the middle chunk of this movie, there's no fighting whatsoever. And we just see the Fantastic Four talking and being conflicted with themselves and each other, and they disagree all the time, and that just felt really refreshing for the MCU, because usually they're just adding like an action scene in the middle just to try and keep us entertained, but in this film they're like, no, let's just get a grounded thing, let's let them talk and be conflicted. And I was really happy with that. They actually felt like a family. They're called Marvel's first family for a reason. Yeah, they bicker sometimes, but they still truly care about each other. Yes, they have different personalities, but they still like each other and they help each other and they trust each other. That's the Fantastic Four. And I think they just nailed that spot on in this movie. As for the overall plot of the movie, yeah, it is quite basic. And I do think some parts weren't as good as others. I'll get to that in a bit though. But I really did like how they utilised the threat of Galactus in this movie. Near enough in every scene when he's introduced, you feel his presence because everyone's talking about him or they're fearing over him. The world has changed just by his name. Like, he really leaves a mark on this movie and the world that the Fantastic Four lives in. As for the Silver Surfer, I do understand why she's there. You can't really have Galactus without Silver Surfer, in my opinion. And I do think she has some really cool moments. There's 2 scenes especially where she's really cool. But I do think her arc in this movie was just kind of underused. They just leave it out for a large section in this movie. She just pops up and then it's the end of it. And that was just kind of underwhelming for me. I really would have liked her to be in this movie just a little bit more. And I also have to talk about the action in this movie. As I mentioned, there's not really that much action in this movie. It is more of just a grounded story. But when the action's occurring, it's really good. There's this really big chase in space near the start of the movie. Absolutely thrilling. One of the best scenes in the MCU in a while, I'd say. There's a moment where you think, oh, it's ending. That was pretty cool. But then it just keeps going. and the stakes just heighten each time. And I was so into that scene. I absolutely loved it. The final battle was really good too. And I do think all of the Fantastic Four's character arcs merged together really well in those final moments. The best character was easily Sue Storm. In fact, she's kind of the main character in this movie in a way. Reed does do a lot and he does lead the team, but Sue has the more compelling arc in this movie, and I really loved her ending. That was an absolutely brilliant ending for her and the entire team. The ending of this movie was absolutely brilliant. And in terms of technical aspects, I think this is easily one of the best looking MCU movies. They actually tried to do something unique. Not the same colour palette that most of the MCU movies have been accustomed to. With this one, they actually try and shake it up. You probably know that this is set in a different universe, in a retro futuristic 60s world. And I've got to say, what a cool idea. I think the world of this movie looked absolutely brilliant. I loved all the retro futuristic buildings and vehicles. It just looks so cool. And the music, Michael Giacchino's score, absolutely brilliant. One of the best composers working today. I absolutely love the main theme of this movie, the Fantastic Four. I think it sounded absolutely brilliant. And the CGI looked really good too, as well as the practical stuff. Marvel is really getting back into their practical side, which I really appreciate, and they use a lot of it in this movie. But when the CGI is on screen, it looks really good, especially Reed's powers. I always thought his powers looked really dumb in past films, and I thought they'd look a bit shaky in this film. But you know what, for the most part, they actually look really good. Silver Surfer looks a lot better than what she did in the trailers. Galactus though, oh my god. He looked absolutely brilliant, so convincing, and it just made him even more of a threat. And the acting was absolutely brilliant in this film. Pedro Pascal. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. When it was announced that he'd be playing Reed Richards, I wasn't that excited. I didn't think he could pull off the character that much. It just felt like stunt casting, like, hey, let's get Pedro Pascal because he's big now. But I was surprised. I thought he was absolutely brilliant, played easily the best Reed Richards. He was great in this movie. Vanessa Kirby is great as always. She's never done a bad performance. She plays the best Sue Storm in this movie, shows so much emotion. She is so good here. Ebon Moss-Bachrach, I apologise if I said that wrong. He was great as the Thing and Ben Grimm. This is easily the best Thing adaptation we've had. I do like Michael Chiklis' adaptation in the other Fantastic Four films, but this is easily the best one. Truly a guy who, despite his appearance, is just so lovable. He cares about everyone, likes children, tries to make everyone happy and welcome. He's just a really chill guy, and that's why we all like him. Joseph Quinn was great as Johnny Storm in The Human Torch. I've always said he was the hardest person to get right in a movie, just because, yeah, he's an arsehole, but he's a lovable one, and I think they nailed it in this movie too. Julie Garner was really good as Shalabout, aka the Silver Surfer, but Ralph Ineson, he nailed Galactus. He was so good, so menacing. He has the voice for him. So in conclusion, I gotta say, it's fantastic. I was so happy. I am so happy, guys. We've finally got a good Fantastic Four movie. We deserve this. We needed this. Marvel needed this. They've had 2 dubs in a row now with this and Thunderbolts. Marvel is back, guys, it seems. Hopefully they can keep this momentum going. I am so happy that this movie was good. Definitely go check it out, especially if you love the characters. One of the best films Marvel has put out in a while. I'm going to give the Fantastic Four First Steps a very solid 8.5 out of 10. And people, that is the end of my review of Fantastic Four First Steps. If you have seen the film, do let me know your thoughts on it. Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Have a good day. And see you later.